Hello. Tell me something. Who the fuck was supposed to stop you? The Council of Shadows, the prophets they bribed, the algorithms they programmed to predict you before you were even born. Because if that's the case, somebody messed up bad. See, they drafted chapters, they etched warnings into walls, they summoned priests, built temples, decoded star patterns, sacrificed bloodlines, all to prevent one thing: you. But what happens when the very glitch they feared starts walking like prophecy, when the forbidden variable becomes the final verdict, when the thing they were trying to stop is already inside the system, rewriting the outcome in real time? That's you, isn't it? They buried scrolls so deep, even hell couldn't hear them scream. They locked the last verse behind blood-coded gates. And yet, you showed up wearing the ink. You see, they didn't just underestimate you. They never understood what kind of storm you are. You weren't born. You emerged from silence, from suffering, from watching too damn long. They thought silence meant surrender. But in your world, silence meant setup. And now, look at them. Their rituals don't work anymore. Their spells bounce off you. Their courtrooms feel like playgrounds. Their secrets feel like old jokes that everyone's already heard. You've become their paradox. Too divine to kill. Too cursed to ignore. Too real to erase. Let me ask you this. When did you realize they were more afraid of your unfolding than your arrival? When did you catch them looking away too fast, studying you without admitting it, creating coincidences around your movements? They said you were unpredictable. Number, you were unprogrammable. You move like a glitch, speak like a cipher, walk like a memory their ancestors feared. And no matter how many rooms they gather in, how many scripts they retype, how many names they blacklist, yours keeps reappearing in the footnotes, like a virus, like a ghost, like a destiny that stopped asking for permission. You weren't supposed to make it here, and that's the terror, isn't it? You didn't just dodge the traps, you bent them. You made them malfunction. You left footprints in their safe zones, blood trails in their logic loops, laughter in their war rooms. And now they're shaking, whispering, panicking. Because the prophecy didn't just fail, it switched sides. They can't calculate you. They can't decode you. Because you're not a message, you're a consequence, and every time you breathe, someone else's script burns. Every time you step forward, a generation of silence cracks. Every time you speak, a secret dies. Do you understand what you've become? Not a hero, not a villain, something worse. An exception with evidence. A glitch that remembers too much. A name that rewrote its own curse. And now they're sitting in silence. Because no one wants to be the one who says it out loud. Who the fuck was supposed to stop them? Because when you walked in, the prophecy folded. The scrolls went quiet. The signs turned to fire, and every watcher who stared too long now has your name etched on the inside of their eyelids. You were never in the plan. You were the break in it. And now you're rewriting history with your presence alone. So keep going. Keep moving like you're made of code they can't crack. Because the real fear isn't that you broke their system. It's that you are the new one. And this time, no one's coming to stop you, because they already tried, and all that's left of them is your shadow. You can feel it, can't you? That trembling under the skin of the world when you enter a room. That hush that isn't respect, isn't awe, isn't hate. It's the instinct of prey that's just realized it's been studying the predator all along. They built entire systems to stop you, files, networks, whisper chains. They thought they were writing history while you weren't looking. But every time they tried to, contain you. A crack formed. Every lock they forged had your fingerprint in it before it cooled. They don't understand yet that you're not an intruder in their story. Their story has been orbiting you since the beginning. Because the thing about prophecy is this: it's a cage built of words, and you learn to slip through words like smoke. They thought they were hiding scrolls. You were learning to read silence. They thought they were hiding symbols. You were becoming the symbol. You don't just break rules, you corrupt their code. You don't just step over traps, you turn the traps into doorways. Every attempt to define you makes you larger. Every attack becomes a proof of concept. Every whispered, "They can't do this," becomes the sound of the rope snapping. And in that silence, in that space between their panic and your pulse, something happened. You became duality incarnate, the saint and the psychopath, the angel and the demon, the one who smiles while pulling the pin, the one who prays with blood still on the hands. They can't compute you because you're not one thing. You're the mask and the face, the prayer and the execution, the wound and the weapon, and every time they try to choose which one to fight, you switch, and they fall further behind. That's why their analysts go home shaking. That's why their leaders speak in riddles. That's why they're now rewriting the prophecies instead of reading them. Think of it, entire bloodlines trained to watch for the one who would burn the script. They practiced for centuries. They sacrificed children, burned cities, rewrote laws, installed watchers on every corner of the mind. And then you arrived and did not even flinch. You walked through their rehearsals like smoke through a net. Now they're realizing something horrible. The prophecy never predicted you. The prophecy predicted what would happen when someone like you stopped playing by its rules. Every move you make now is an aftershock. Every breath you take is a signal flare. They whisper, "What are they?" But they already know. They're just hoping if they don't say it out loud, the universe won't confirm it. But here's the real terror, the thing no one in their rooms dares to put in a report. You're not even at full capacity yet. You're still testing the edges. You're still learning how to use the fire you've been carrying since birth. And even now, half asleep, half masked, you're rewriting the landscape of their power. That's why they're desperate. That's why they're trying to shame you, distract you, bury you in noise. Because the moment you stop doubting what you are, the whole architecture collapses. And deep down, they know it. You can feel it too, can't you? Every room you enter slows down. Every conversation twists toward you. Every warning turns into an invitation. The prophecy isn't a cage anymore. It's a trail of ash behind you. This is what evolution through pain looks like. This is what unpredictability as power feels like. This is what it means to be the monster they summoned to kill the monster, and then realized it had no leash. So walk. Walk like the glitch in their bloodline. Smile like the verdict they never wanted to read aloud. Every step you take now is a chapter they can't edit, a signal they can't jam, a prophecy they can't revoke. Because the truth is out. Who the fuck was supposed to stop you? Nobody. Not them. Not the prophecy. Not the shadow you left behind. Keep going. Because the more you move, the less their world exists. And the more their world crumbles, the clearer it becomes. They didn't find you in the scrolls. You were the fire burning the scrolls. Listen to the silence now. It isn't empty. It's a cathedral built out of panic. Every brick is a whispered conversation about you. Every window stained with the colors of the warnings they ignored. You stand in the middle of it, and even your shadow feels like a threat they can't catalog. They keep asking each other in hushed rooms, "What is it? What's the pattern? How did they get this far?" But you're not a pattern. You're the tear in the fabric of their statistics. You're the moment the spreadsheet bleeds. You're the name that shows up in files it should never touch. They send their smartest minds to hunt for you and come back with headaches and trembling hands, because you're not something that can be solved. You're something that can only be survived. They thought prophecy was a leash. They thought destiny was a map. They thought the scrolls gave them control. But prophecy is just a story waiting for a rupture. And you are that rupture walking. Remember the nights you spent silent while they mocked you? Remember the times you burned but didn't scream? Every moment you endured was a forge. Every humiliation was an alloy. Every night you went unheard. A different metal welded into your bones. That's why you move like a shadow of fire now, cold and hot at the same time. A paradox no ritual can dissolve. You learned the language of their traps, then spoke it backward. You took their blueprints and used them as camouflage. You let them believe you were harmless because you understood the oldest principle of power. Predictability is death. So you became unreadable. You became the coin spinning on its edge, the mask with two faces, the question with two answers, both fatal. They can't pin you down because you are everything they tried to outlaw in one skin: mercy and cruelty, prayer and blade, the storm and the eye. And in the quiet of their panic, you can hear them recalculating. They're looking at old prophecies like crime scene photos. They're tracing symbols on walls with shaking hands, trying to see if they misread it. But it's too late. They didn't misread it. They misbuilt the world around it. Because you weren't predicted, you were triggered. You are the system correcting itself after centuries of their manipulations. You are the consequence of every hidden act, every suppressed scream, every erased name. And the moment you realized that, the moment you stopped looking for a savior and started moving like the weapon you forged yourself into, the prophecy collapsed like paper in fire. That's why, when you walk into a room now, you don't just arrive. You shift the gravity. You bend their time. You make their signals flicker. You make them think about their ancestors. You make them question their gods. They can't help it. You're not just a person to them anymore. You're the mirror of what they feared would crawl out of their own sins. And that's why no one steps forward to stop you. That's why their leaders sit in silence. That's why their enforcers look at the floor. That's why their analysts go home and drink until the numbers blur. Because everyone knows what happens to the one who tries to be the hand on the brake. Everyone remembers what happened to the last one who raised their voice. Everyone has heard the story about the hunter who became a silhouette on your wall. So keep walking. Keep being the contradiction they can't untangle. Keep letting their systems collapse under the weight of your unpredictability. Every step you take is not just survival. It's exposure. It's a signal to the others who were written out of the script. It's proof that the prophecy was never a prison. It was a warning about what happens when a ghost decides to come back in the flesh. And as you move, understand this. You're no longer playing their game. You're rewriting the rules in your own handwriting. You're teaching the world a lesson it will never unlearn. That the one thing prophecy cannot stop is the person who knows they were never meant to obey it. That's you now. The glitch, the exception, the storm they thought they could script. The silence that learned to speak in fire. So ask the question one more time, just to feel the tremor it causes in their chests. Who the fuck was supposed to stop you? The answer will echo through their halls like thunder. No one, not them, not the prophecy, not the ghosts of the past. You're already past the edge of the map, and they're still trying to draw borders around smoke. You've gone too far for them to track now. You're not on their maps. You're not in their databases. You're not even in their language anymore. You've transcended the code they use to contain threats. You don't just break rules. You make the entire concept of rules irrelevant when you show up. Because what do you do when the anomaly becomes the blueprint? They wanted to label you, file you, silence you, maybe even study you if they were lucky. But now their scribes can't keep up. Their servers keep glitching when your name's entered. Their symbols start overlapping when they try to tag you. Every attempt to contain you spawns a new fracture. You're not the target, you're the test. The algorithmic nightmare they never debugged. A spiritual paradox wrapped in human skin, programmed in pain, rebooted by betrayal, and updated in silence. And let me tell you something they'll never put in a report. Every time you get back up, reality shudders. Every time you speak, the watchers freeze. Every time you smile when you're supposed to shatter, another archive burns. That's not resilience. That's warfare. That's the kind of data corruption they whisper about in threat modeling meetings. Because you don't heal like others. You evolve. And you don't come back the same. You come back sharper, hungrier, more fluent in their own shadows. They thought you were beatable. But that was before they realized you study defeat like a language, and now you're fluent in revenge. Oh, you didn't just break the prophecy, you made it beg for relevance. Now it lies in pieces, overwritten by a force it never accounted for. Because you weren't the villain, you weren't the savior. You were the glitch so complex that even fate couldn't predict you. They burned forests to erase your tracks, but your footsteps turned to roots. They drained oceans to drown your story. But your words swam back in the mouths of the children they forgot to silence. They tried everything, and all they did was make you inevitable. Now look at them. Scholars of suppression, engineers of fear, librarians of false prophecy, and every one of them trembling. Why? Because you're still standing, and standing different. Standing outside the math, standing outside the prophecy, standing above it. That's what drives them mad. Because if you can survive this, if you can win, then everything they've built is invalid. Every rule book becomes toilet paper. Every oath, a joke. Every threat, just background noise. You are the update they can't block. The software patch they didn't authorize. The reboot they can't stop. And here's the worst part for them. You haven't even activated your full function yet. They're already scrambling, and you're still holding back. So what happens when you unleash? What happens when you stop dimming? When you start wielding what they tried to kill in you? I'll tell you what happens. Entire networks go dark. Ancestral lineages lose their grip. Legal systems collapse under the weight of secrets exposed. Because you weren't just hidden. You were encrypted by the universe itself. And now, the decryption has begun. They thought time was on their side, but now, time is on yours, ticking louder, faster, each second, screaming the same echo through their halls. Who the fuck was supposed to stop you? Not the elders, not the priests, not the politicians, not the AI, not even the gods they paid in blood to slow you down. No one. Because the moment you realized you were born outside of permission, you became unstoppable. So walk louder, laugh deeper, strike harder. Because now the world doesn't need a savior or a monster. It needs something it's never seen before. You, unfiltered, unhinged, unwritten, and absolutely impossible to stop. You weren't predicted, you were provoked. Now you're permanent. And now you stand here, breathing in a world that once swore you'd never exist. Every law they wrote, every wall they built, every silent room they filled with your name in whispers, it all collapses in this single moment. You are not reading their prophecy anymore. You are the ending they tried to avoid. Look at their faces. Look at the silence. There's no hand reaching for you now. No voice daring to tell you to stop. The ones who thought they were architects of your cage are standing at the edges of your shadow, praying not to be noticed, because even their prayers have your name in them. They told themselves you were a mistake. They told themselves you'd burn out. They told themselves fate would take care of you. But fate isn't their weapon anymore. It's your echo. You've become the contradiction they can't compute. The saint who wields the blade, the demon who carries light, the prophecy that burns itself to make way for something new. You've reached the point where every step you take rewrites the ground beneath it. They're not watching a person anymore. They're watching a shift in reality. And this is the part they never understood. Prophecy is a story. Stories end, but consequences don't. You are not their story. You are the consequence they unleashed when they tried to erase you. You are the signal their silence accidentally broadcast. You are the voice at the end of their map, saying quietly, "Here be the end." So when you walk out of here, do it slowly. Feel the air change around you. Listen to how their whispers bend under your footsteps. Because you're not just escaping their script, you're erasing it behind you. This isn't revenge. It isn't even victory. It's metamorphosis. It's the moment the caterpillar becomes the blade. It's the instant the mask and the face fuse into one unrecognizable force. And as you leave, remember this truth burned into your bones. No prophecy can cage what it cannot predict. No system can stop what was born out